Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to do the Killer B turbo inlet. Killer B, the installation video doesn't make it look terrible, but it is a hard inlet, so people do give the impression that this may be a bit of a nightmare. We'll see. I can't imagine it's going to be worse than the oil pan or the air oil separator. So if things go well, there's some other stuff we'll do today. Like the PTP turbo blanket, the iWire O2 sensor harness. And then I think regardless, we're going to take another look at all of our AOS lines and our PCV line and see if we can't figure out what is going on with our idle. So that's the plan today. I've got some parts laid out. We're going to look at some of the other stuff that I bought just because it's always fun unboxing and looking at new parts. So let's get into that. All right, so first things first, let's look at the turbo inlet. This is a Killer B product, so surprise, surprise, it looks absolutely amazing. Got some relatively thin worm gears here. So these are the better. Bunch of different sizes. These are the nice ones that don't actually go through. Various fittings. Of course, we did opt to get the stock turbo coupler here. How adorable. Yeah, typical Killer B fashion. This thing looks killer. Very well made. Powder coating looks great. Yeah. Man. I think this is gonna make some sweet turbo sounds. And a little pamphlet of other Killer B. You know what? Let's put that up with the AEM sticker. Pamphlet of other Killer B goodies that you can buy. Don't tempt me. Alright. So we also have our Cobb 4-bar map sensor. We're not doing this today. Don't want to make too many changes to the car that require tuning all at once. The sensor itself, a little adapter, just a bunch of other random shit. We'll get to that eventually. The replacement iWire rear O2 sub harness to replace the, I think it was this connector that I cut off of the OEM harness. So, I didn't need to do this, but, I like doing things right. I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff. So, it'll be nice to have a full harness there again. I actually went ahead and bought a SMY red anodized e-brake button, I guess. This will, besides the radio, this will actually be the first interior mod I've done. Super super easy. Maybe we'll do this today too, possibly. Bought a bunch of crush washers for the oil pan. AEM 340. This should get us to our goals of 400 on E85. And our PTP turbo blanket. Now this one, you're not going to see too many people doing anymore. Giving green speed. I've been constantly looking for TGV deletes, and I didn't really want to buy a used one, so when PLM said that they were doing a fresh run off the CNC, oh man, I had to pick some up. So, oh, that's unfortunate. Got a nick right there. They look killer though. So the main reason that we're actually going to do TGV deletes and run these is so that we can get the TGV inputs in the ECU to run additional sensors like flex fuel, maybe oil pressure into the engine for fail safes, stuff like that. So these look absolutely amazing. Shout out to PLM. I was talking with their customer service about fuel rail compatibility and stuff, and these should work with any fuel rails I decide to run. So these are going to be later on. I think we're going to hit the dyno with the kind of the 300-ish horsepower setup first, and then this will come later when we go to 1300cc injectors and fuel rails and flex fuel and all of that good stuff. But I had the opportunity to pick them up, so I did, and they are absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to put those on. Well, putting them on is gonna suck, but cool. All right, so that is our little parts pile. We've got more stuff still coming, actually, but this video is about this beauty. So let's get into it. Oh, actually, one other thing. So I did pick up a Insta360 Ace Pro 2 action camera. Let me know if you guys are interested in kind of the first person installation perspective. I haven't shot one yet. I mostly got it to do in-car stuff and suction cups on the outside of the car, dirt bike content since it is getting warmer. Dirt bike stuff is coming soon. I think first dirt bike video, we're going to wrap up that KX250 Resurrection, I think I'm going to call it. It's basically done. It's actually pretty much ready to go on its first ride since the rebuild. We've got some fork seals to do on some of the RMs. The RM250 on the end needs a top end. Anyway, so we've got an Ace Pro now. Let me know if you'd like to see first person content with the car stuff. But let's go ahead and get into the installation of our Killer B inlet. Man, I'm going to do that every fucking time, apparently. So we're going to time-lapse a bunch of this stuff that people have seen over and over again. wobbly going down back there. So we'll see. Alright, so let me show you guys what we're dealing with here. So you can see the position of the clamp on the bypass valve is like completely inaccessible. So we'll get it, but I am not quite sure how yet. This guy, there's not enough room for it to go under the intake manifold. So I regret that, because there's no going back now. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright guys, so I will have to say I'm a little surprised, disappointed at Killer B. I had to take a lunch break. Let me show you what the issue is. So, I mean, you can already tell that we're in a bit of a tight spot if we've got the pipe in a fucking vise. So, the coupler, man, it is just, for the side it's supposed to go on, it just will not fit. You can see there's a gap, and then you come down in here. You can see it's hitting that hard line. Like there's, now you tell me, how is that gonna fit? So I feel like all I can do is try and bend these lines down. Okay guys, oh man, I'm so mad. I'm so frustrated. You know, Killer B has a stellar reputation, and this thing is, honestly, it's absolute shit. I don't know in what fucking world they thought that you could fit this on this car, let alone with the intake manifold on. It is just a complete fucking mess. So let me show you guys where I'm at. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna give up, and this is just wasted money. I don't fucking know. I've been at this for hours. Just look. So first of all, look at how bad the bottom of the coupler is. Just from going in and out. Look at how bad the bottom of the intake is. Look at this. Look at how bad this stuff is. I bent the living hell out of those lines. I made a shit ton of clearance. Still not enough. I bent the living hell out of this line. Still not enough. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't think it fits on 2019. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it is so. And compound all of that by the fact that the fucking coupler doesn't fit onto the end of the intake, and every single time I have to try and put it on, it's like a 30-minute struggle by putting it in the vise with tire lube. And then I can't clamp it on because the only way I can get the intake under the manifold is if there's no clamp. If there's a clamp, then it will not fit. There's just not enough room, it won't fit. All right, y'all, welcome back to day 2 of the Killer B Turbo Inlet install. Yesterday, very frustrating day. At about 6 o'clock, I basically gave up and went inside to get on Killer B's customer service to see if they were open on the weekend, to give them a call and see what I was missing. That's when I noticed that they actually had written instructions for this install, so I checked that. It was the same as the video except for one part. They did mention that you needed to bend one of the tubes that I was already bending, but they gave a better method to bend it. So I did that, and then I finally was able to understand which M6 downward facing bolt they were talking about. You would have to undo to allow the turbo inlet to slide in. That made a marginal difference to me because I had already bent the living shit out of those hard pipes. I still don't have it in, but we're pretty close now. So let's kind of show you guys where we're at, and hopefully I can actually finish this thing up. I do think that I may have cut the turbo inlet, the silicone coupler, a bit too much. I might be able to make it work, but either way, let's show you where we're at here. So we grab another light. All right, so this tube right here, they tell you to pull it out and stick a 3/8 inch extension in there and use that to bend it more this way. Once I did that, I was able to get enough clearance, though the hard pipe down there is on the verge of kinking, so it's pretty spicy. There's not much left. You can see that I've actually got the turbo inlet in there. I've got the coupler on both the turbo and the turbo inlet. You can tell that my coupler doesn't go all, it's really hard to see, but yeah, you can see my coupler doesn't go all the way up on the turbo right now. You can also see that my clamp isn't actually on there. It keeps coming off when I try to shove the turbo inlet with the coupler and the clamp under the manifold at the same time. And my current struggle is I cannot get the inlet in there in a way where this bolt actually lines up correctly. So we're close. We're very close, but we're not quite there yet. Very, very tight fit, very tough install. We'll see if I can get this thing done today. So while we were getting ready to try and do a final test fit here, I did see that I broke this hard plastic line on the evap. So, guess I was considering doing it anyway, but I guess I'm gonna go ahead and delete the evap stuff. Yeah. Wasn't really planning on doing that right now, but I don't really see another option, so it will probably make fitting the intake just that much easier, so let's get that shit ripped out. Line comes off, goes down there, and then we cut a little slot there just so it fits a little bit better. It's not perfect yet. Okay. All right, y'all, so after many hours, let's give an update of where we are and what the plan is. So, you can see we do have the intake in. We have this guy connected. We've got this guy connected. You can see that we have an empty hole there. We'll talk about that in a second. We've got this guy connected. I'm using the plug back there. That rounded out, so hopefully it got in there enough and sealed before it rounded out. So now let's talk about what I'm doing right here. So I just got back from Ace Hardware. I picked up this 1/2 inch by 1/4 NPT barb. So the plan, this guy is gonna go right here. And then our other AOS line is gonna go like that. Because it shouldn't necessarily have to go back there, right? Like all it needs is vacuum. So we're gonna put some thread tape on there. We're gonna get that guy down in there, get the hose clamp on it. And we've got our turbo clamp on down there. We've got this clamp on. We've got the bypass return. I had to take the throttle body off to get the bypass return back on. So we've got our throttle body torqued down. We are almost to the point of reassembly, finally. So let's get this last part knocked out and then kind of take a step back and do an inventory of where we are. So since I took the white connector off of this guy. Plug back here. I took the jumper out and put the jumper inside and taped it up. Feels good. All right, guys, so it's been 5 days, 6 days. I don't know. Today's Thursday night. The outro or summary, whatever you want to call it, that I shot after I finished the install. I guess my microphone died. I lost all the audio. First time that's happened to me. So finally was able to get the time to finish editing the video tonight and saw that I, obviously, like I said, I didn't have audio. So it kind of works out because now, you know, I've been driving the car. I've had some time to cool off. I've had some time to think. So let's talk about this install. First of all, would I recommend this inlet? If you plan to install it with your intake on and you have your stock fuel lines, I don't know if I would recommend this inlet for you. It really, really is a hard install. It's a very tight fit. You saw how much I damaged the coupler, and I damaged the bottom of my manifold, and I damaged the powder coat on the inlet, and I had to bend a bunch of stuff, and I broke my evap. Like, I'm not the best mechanic in the world, but I'm not bad. Like, I'm pretty good at this stuff. And it was just hard. It was very, very difficult. So if you have your intake manifold off and or your stock fuel lines deleted, or maybe you've got phenolic spacers, then it's probably going to be much easier, and I would recommend it. I think it sounds good. I definitely have noticed a change in the turbo sounds. It's not like crazy, but it is a little bit louder. The bypass is definitely louder. It sounds like spool up of the turbo is louder, so I'm happy there. I did think it was going to be louder than it is, but it's not bad. Let's see, what else? It did not fix my idle issue. In fact, seems to have gotten worse. We are going to delete the remaining white PCV connectors. We actually have some elbows here and some couplers. Oh boy. Terrible at this sometimes. We've got a coupler for the big one in the back, and then a right angle elbow for this guy up front. So the one in the back, or the coupler, will be to get rid of that one, and then we'll get rid of that one and see if maybe that solves our idle issue. Yeah, this was quite the install. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I was really mad in that middle kind of interlude, if you will. I was mad during the IAG AOS install, and the oil pan wasn't the best either, but that definitely was not my finest moment. But it's real, so I wanted you guys to see, like, if you're considering doing this, hopefully that gives you an idea of what you're in for. So if you liked the video, let me know. Drop a like. If you have any questions, definitely let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. If you learned anything or I helped you in any way, like the video, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed and you want to subscribe, do the thing. I think this weekend it's supposed to be really cold. We got a freak snowstorm, or not freak really, but we've got the pre-spring end of season snow going on here in Denver. So gonna be really cold this weekend. I think we're finally gonna wrap up all the various stuff that I've been putting off week after week. The turbo blanket, the harness. I might do that oil change and fix my oil leak, clean stuff up. We're gonna delete those PCV connectors. Yeah, that's the plan for this weekend. I'm considering moving video drops to Fridays, hopefully. Obviously, I've been very inconsistent. It's hard for me to get them shot on the weekend and get them edited that weekend and out early that week with my job. I haven't been able to do it, so I'm considering kind of shooting on the weekend and then aiming to have it out that following Friday. Let me know if you don't care, if you do care, if it makes no difference to you at all. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you. I appreciate your time. Peace out.